I think is the fact that the president does not attach. I'm beginning to feel that the president does not attach importance to the welfare of our people. Our people have also said in clear terms that as part of that show of good faith, as that part of that opportunity of like a father who wants bring everybody to the table, that obey the judgments of court. I think for the fact that they have won in court, even when they didn't even have confidence, when they didn't have confidence in the judicial process, they still went through that adjudicatory process and they won. You obey it. That's the least you can do by granting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the bail. In the first place, before Nnamdi came, if there was leadership, if there was a direction,
it wouldn't have come.
Would people have followed?
No.
Because there was no leadership. But it's broken completely, left, right, and center.
So we're on our own.
100%. It's God that is driving it.
That God factor.
So after 64 years, what do you see, one thing I don't like doing is for people trying to be diplomatic.
Yeah.
You should be ashamed after 64 years
that
ethnicity is still on the front burner.
Religion is still on the front burner.
Rigging is still a matter. Sure, those who rig, we call them masters. I don't want to mention names now. If you go to Southeast, you have them there. Go to Northwest, you know them. Those ones who sees themselves as professional riggers. Sasa, there's one that has become an irritant across every part of the country.
Hello everyone, welcome back and thank you so much for stopping by. My people, in this particular video, Ugochinyere really scatter everywhere. Like this man touched everything that is happening in Nigeria, especially Mazi Nnamdi Kanu matter. Yes, so yesterday IPOB accused federal government that the reason why they are still keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS custody is because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu refused to drop the quest from Biafra nation, and we all know that this is nothing but the truth. But unfortunately, leaders from Southeast, they are not even helping the matter, my people, because this is the only thing they even want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to do, because they want to continue to suffer our people in the Southeast. They don't want liberation, my people. So right now, Tinubu is not even doing anything about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's matter, because that is the only thing they want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to do, to sign, so that after he come out, we not even talk about Biafra. My people, there is this Biafra agitation, but you guys have seen it in Nigeria, how these people are still treating Ndi Igbo. So if there is no agitation, if these people are not coming out to talk, tell me what will happen to Ndi Igbo. All our leaders, what they're after is their selfish interest. Not only that, Ugochinyere really said a lot of things, all the abominable things that is happening in Nigeria, especially when it comes to election. Because right now, you see some people praising Wike, that Wike know how to play politics. Tinubu know how to play politics. People that are full of evil is the people that we are praising, because they are manipulating you, my people. And sometimes people will say, Ugochinyere talks too much, this and that. This is people that are coming out to talk on behalf of you, my people. Still, people are still condemning them. Like, if these people are not coming out, to say all this, and there's no agitation, and still, you Nigerians are still suffering, tell me what will happen if these people are not there, if there's no agitation in Nigeria. Like, Nigerians will be dying slowly and no one will know about it. Let me just allow you guys to listen and hear everything that he said in this particular video. But before then, please, if today is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share it as well. So let's go ahead and listen and hear everything that he said in this particular video.
How is Nigeria treating you?
Fine, very fine.
64 years of independence. Where are we?
Nowhere. We're not even on the path to going anywhere. We know we are doing the wrong thing, but it's just that we keep doing it because, to me, 64 years after, government has become a business outpost, 70%. So, elections doesn't count. Judiciary doesn't in some cases. Security agencies are running around politicians, turning themselves into talks to help them get to power. So 64 years after, what institution have worked or is working to put us on the path to being like even Ghana or Dubai or America? Ethnicity, religious divide. Of course, there's some level of stability. Don't you see their election? Well, mad people down here. Non-entities who are supposed to be in prison, run up and down, disturbing the peace of the town. because they find a way to dip their hand in public fund. And then these are people supposed to be in prison. So Ghana is far, far better. You can't even compare. Look at that democratic process. You can predict the election. You can see opposition in parliament. The president escaped it with 1 vote or thereabout in parliament. But the opposition produced the speaker, the NDC, 166 to 165. That's an outcome of a competitive election. And now NDC is being predicted that they may likely win the upcoming election. But here, if you like, predict from morning till night, they will change the result. Changing of result is a criminal offense, an act of treason. The same thing with military coup. So if you know the same importance that you attach to a military coup or military attempt, that's what you attach to those idiots who change these figures. It's the same thing. What does the military one do? He uses a gun, right? To take what was not given to him.
Exactly.
What does the other one do? He uses the same gun.
And the election,
and hosts those who are supposed to conduct it hostage, and then writes it
as he so pleases.
Both is military coup, because both doesn't have the imprint of the people. It's not like 64 years after. Is it not security agencies that are the ones rigging the election, helping them?
Enabling criminality.
And then you enable him to get to office. He messes around contract for arms and ammunition that will help you to be better equipped. You go there, Boko Haram kills you. You are the one that created what is killing you, not nobody. Same thing with lecturers now. That's when I see us to go on strike, I laugh. 80% of leaders who are in office today who have refused to pay teachers, who elected them, who announced the result that brought them to
professors.
And they want to go on strike.
So
what that which is in your hand, you cannot use it well.
To change the system.
You put something in your private pocket and then you come and say they are not paying us salary. Who? Those the maggots you put in office, who were not elected, but you just went and called a fake result. Even if you called it under gunpoint, when they left, they don't come and say the truth. 80% of them put money in their pocket. It become a 4-year ritual, rushing to be posted to be returning officer. It's a big business. And then they don't pay you. You are the one who called them. They became governors, they became president, they became everything. This was the lecturers. And then lecturers come and say, well, government is not funding education. Your criminal partners are not funding education. You say, which government? Is there a government? You are the one that put those people. They were not validly elected. You call fake results. Results without accreditation. Results that the total number of vote cast is 200% higher
than the accredited
figure. And you say people should.
So would you say that the Nigerian people deserve what they get or what they have gotten from the leaders?
First of all, the leaders fail the people. Then out of desperation, the people now join the leaders to be somehow criminal. Because they collect money to vote now. When you send that little one as youth copper to go and do ad hoc stuff, the first thing now, he wants to be posted to Kano, Lagos, Rivers. Why? Where they say they can give them money. And then when you finish putting them in office, you open your dirty mouth to say you don't have a job. You had a job. Your job was 20,000. So when you finish it, you shut up. Because that's what you're entitled to. Because you are the one that at times they'll carry people in bus. You're going to be changing figure. The figures you're changing is the outcome of what all these things. Now they're all related. Whether the policeman says he's not better equipped. How many police officers have stood up against wrong directive to change figures or chase opponents out of collection center? How many police officers? So you get what you deserve. If you don't have the equipment, you deserve it. Because you are the one that said that this part is the best. If you're a soldier, you don't get the equipment, good for you. How many of you have refused to say, hey, Oga, don't move that ballot paper. Let you be sacked. But you feel because the little they gave you will enter your pocket. So they have debased everything is damaged. There's even no opposition. There's no, the executive is not doing the right thing. Same with state assemblies and parliaments everywhere.
Yeah, but the parliamentarians, you are
I have told you that
what are you going to do to change this narrative of ours as a parliamentarian?
All of us. It's no longer about.
It's not about you alone.
It's an institutional. This is like a train line.
Yeah.
If we cut the trains, there'll be traffic at the back, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is supposed to be going like this, right?
Yeah.
With the people voting the right person.
Yes.
The right person not doing the right thing, lawmakers impeaching him. Lawmakers not impeaching him, those lawmakers are recalled, right? People changing result figures that are imprisoned. Officers going to carry ballot posts that are disciplined and sacked. It's a circle, right? But it's broken completely, left, right, and center.
So we're on our own.
100%. It's God that is driving it.
That God factor.
So after 64 years, what do if you see, one thing I don't like doing is for people trying to paint, be diplomatic.
Yeah.
You should be ashamed after 64 years
That
ethnicity is still on the front burner.
Religion is still on the front burner.
Rigging is still a matter. Sure, those who rig, we call them masters. I don't want to mention names now. If you go to Southeast, you have them there. Go to Northwest, you know them. Those ones who sees themselves as professional riggers. Sasa, there's one that has become an irritant across every part of the country from Sasa. So they do it and they celebrate them as like they're seen as odogus, men who know it. What do you know? Criminality. So people celebrate it like, oh, they know how to change figures, they know how to hype figures. So we celebrate them as heroes. So that is how low we have gone. That we celebrate those things that we know is bad, and then we're looking for solution. Somebody changes figure, and then they call him a master. You know, somebody comes from 4th position to 1st. He's a master. So we celebrate the wrong things, and then we expect to be like Dubai, be like London, be like America.
Be like the developed world.
Even be like Ghana.
That so Ghana part is quite demeaning, if you ask me.
No, how can it be demeaning?
Yeah, it is, because just Ghana. Just yesterday here, Ghana was chased out of this country.
Are you not seeing the foreign inflow of investment there? Are you not seeing the property market? The apartment systems and whatever they have, and the foreign exchange they are receiving? Are you not seeing regional and international companies docking there with their headquarters and selling their products into Nigeria? Go there and see Volkswagen, Nissan, all of them are just by the side there.
Dunlop left here and went there.
They're there now.
Michelin left here and went there.
So why are they not here? You change your laws, your tax system is not clear. Politicians put politics above everything in that. They don't discuss health, they don't discuss education, they discuss the health thing you can get. They scrape on road and floor it, and that's all. To them, that is sustainable governance.
But your parties in the opposition, the PDP, seem to be quiet and not doing what they ought to be doing. What is the challenge?
PDP is not in opposition.
It's not?
Which opposition? Who that's promoting them too much? Is PDP in opposition now?
Yeah, I remember
that's a political party that was a darling across Africa, the biggest. Oh, there was a time PDP got to about 32 states. Now it just had some little sleep, and then you lost the election, and then you now see the true color, the madness, the inconsistency in the character of those who has paraded as Democrat. You couldn't even stay hunger, even those you think are rich. Poverty of the brain, all of them are running helter-skelter from one party. Some will tell you they were in their mind, they were with APC, were in PD. It's all sort of nonsense. No character, no consistency. There's no opposition spirit. All of them are keen on the line, begging to be admitted into APC for their bread and butter. Who is playing opposition? There's no opposition. You want to pull opposition, you start from even getting yourself right now. Look at the ordinary Damago with Wike. He's playing Lido with them. He said this one was
Damago is the acting chairman of the party.
Yes, which opposition?
What is this?
First of all, you implement.
Do you have anything personal with him, though?
What will I have personal? Do we have any? Do we have the same line of business? What can I possibly?
Yeah, because in the media you're seen to be engaging him and all of that, and one is wondering, is there anything personal between the both of you?
I don't understand why, if you speak too much about a particular thing in Nigeria, the next thing they will ask you so irritating that you have any interest. So okay, let's even say you don't have an interest. So what is our standard? So you should keep quiet for something that is bad to be done. So those Americans that come here to provide aid and dash money to people, do they have an interest? Those people that used to speak for human rights, and is this their father that is being raped there? It's the standard of things that can make society just and fair.
What about Wike? Because also you are said to have been his friend before now. What happened? Did you guys have squabbles?
We didn't squabble.
Is he your friend?
If you don't do the things he wants, he considers you an enemy. That's how he measures friendship. He measures friendship from a transactional angle. Whereby more, if you are doing things with him, you're working with him, both of you are friends. But if you ask questions and say, stop this, then you're an enemy. But who cares about what he feels about you or what he says about you? Did I not defend when they were trying to use federal forces to influence their election? That made DSS charge me for terrorism? Then I was a good friend. Now I'm telling you, don't do the same thing they were doing to you. Then I'm a bad person. I see the way he abused me wherever he goes and on TV. Who cares about that? I can't go low to that his level now. I came from a seminary background. I read law. I'm a well-known soldier and apostle of rule of law in the country today that have maintained unbroken consistency in my advocacy. So I will on the same level. You see, the problem is that when people have opportunity to lay hands on money, doesn't matter how they get it in Nigeria, then suddenly the person becomes somebody to watch or somebody to be celebrated because our society has decayed. Tell me, what is his contribution to democracy? Tell me what is his contribution to PDP? All the crises that he claimed to have saved you. And I said, let him come. Let me hear him. Let him open his mouth and say he invested in PDP. Was he not the one who brought Alimo the Sheriff with his people? Was he not the one who put influenced the putting of caretaker? Was he not the one when they went to convention in Port Harcourt, insisted that even that convention must be in Port Harcourt, insisted on bringing secondus? So I want to know what he's saving. He was saving PDP people. You created mess everywhere. You are soaked in the mess, and you say you saved me. You saved yourself from the mess you created. You brought Alimo the Sheriff. How could a reasonable person have brought Alimo the Sheriff if PDP was a decent political party? Alimo the Sheriff, that you know his history in AMPP, APP, and you now brought him in and imposed him on legitimate party members because your party is lawless. You still quarreled with him. You brought secondus. Who didn't know you wanted to be president? You now thought that the only way you can be president is throw secondus under the boss, get a northern so that the thing will balance you can be because you are God. If you have left secondus would have even been better in narrowing him into whatever he wanted to do. Once he has his mind fixed, he thinks he's a god. Then you throw secondus under the boss with one expert order from the game or somewhere. Who brought Ugochinyere? They were the ones still. He was a good man until he lost the presidential election and lost the quest for VP. You now became a bad man. The next one, I started hearing songs like Rocha Sokrocha song. What are you giving? I started all those nonsense.
But see what's happening in Rivers.
But it's important to understand that what was his contribution other than anarchy and troubles that threatened the foundation of our party? Well, some elders doesn't know how to resist. Maybe I don't want to insult anybody, but at times elders is supposed to be conscious. You stand up and say, "Stop this! This children, stop these things you're doing." And I ask you every day. I said, if Solomon La, Iyojo Ayu, Abubakar Rimi, Adamu Chiroma, Aless is sitting in a meeting when we can be jumping and be saying this he's saying. So it shows the caliber of elders we have now. So you can be insulting all of them. Even if you have dashed somebody money before, is that why you should be insulting them? You insult BOT, you insult Governors Forum, you threaten them.
That you put fire in their state?
As who?
At least Wike right now is not elected by anybody. He's an employee of the president. How come the president is condoning all of this?
That is why we're saying, Mr. President, the consequences of Wike's action, it is you that will bear it. And I keep saying it. If he continues what he's doing, and he burns down democracy, or creates anarchy, or a destabilization, that it is still you, because the whole world believes that if you are not condoning it, if you are not in support of it, we would have called him to order. The other day, police have been sealing the secretariat, right? Suddenly,
that
after election had been held,
yes,
chairman sworn in. Few hours to take in office on Monday. Secretly, without any announcement, police withdrew from that place. And people came with dynamite and bomb, burning down an arm of government, which is a clear case of treason. Just like somebody burning down a Sorok. Mr. President, will you accept that? DSS, will you accept that? IG, will you accept that?
And nobody has been...
An arm of government was burned down.
Held responsible yet.
What are the crises of 83, 60s?
65.
We're just working on the same line like this.
Yes. The Wild Wild West.
You're making citizens to believe that this is no longer a democracy, it's a business outpost. Kill who you can kill. Burn down arms of government. Get the judiciary to issue expert order left, right, and center. And then they have won. And then Nigeria is progressing. That's why I say all you got after 64 years is madness. New level, hyper level of madness. So that's what we're telling the president. It is your responsibility. You hired him. He goes all over by asking. He says he's asking for you. They say they're building homes for judges. They're announcing it. Want to be ridiculing judiciary? Where in the world of people say that? You have cases all over the courts. You're building houses for them and you're saying it. The court is a place people are supposed to go and get succor and justice. But before you walk into a court, you must have this confidence that you get justice. And that is why the heartbeat of the judicial system is not just giving judgment or your judgment. It is that justice
must be
should be seen
to have been done.
To have been done. In all those things, like judgment, like say, cross-carpeting of lawmakers is a pre-election matter. Do I feel justice have been done in them? The judgment that say election cannot hold. So what they're saying now is that also somebody can go to court now and there'll be ground for presidential election to be cancelled and not held. Is that what they're saying?
And that brings me to the aspect of the police. Is it possible that somebody can get a judgment, as we saw in Rivers, and say the police, withdraw your services to the people of Nigeria. And that happened.
You go under section 14 or so. The primary responsibility of government is protection of lives and property. Even if there's a judge somewhere, for whatever reason, says, don't go to an election protection.
Should that be obeyed?
But there is a duty you owe in Rivers, which is protect lives and property. You're supposed to go to work as a police officer, ensure people are not shooting on the street, ensure there's no crime. So leave election. Where was the police? What was their duty on that day and also on Monday? When they were throwing dynamite at the council headquarters, what did you do? So pulling out, what's it got to do with your duty to protect those government buildings and ensure that those with those dynamite and guns were arrested? So are you not saying that, oh, because they didn't obey the weak version, what he has, so therefore let them kill themselves? You forget your duty. You're inviting anarchy onto yourself, but you don't know, by allowing those kind of things to be happening. Because those people that are growing those audacity, how are you gonna, retrieve those weapons from their hands? And how are you gonna stop them from repeating those madness next time? That the only thing that have always crashed and destroyed our democracy since 1960 have been political crisis, recklessness of politicians, inability to act when it is necessary, either because of political affiliation or religious affiliation. The consequences have always been bloody.
And
From
the
the
nation
60s to today.
suffers.
And I said, stop. These politicians were jumping from one court to another. They stopped Abiola's victim. And you saw the consequences, the Nedoko, the bombing, and the crisis. When Shagari came here towards his re-election, anybody that offers hope of going to help him to win re-election, they brought him in. They were giving federal might. At times, some of them go to their states. They'll be struggling road with the governors of that state. The crisis many times with either CCONO and the Ward and people even pulling out the coat of arm on the convoy of the government because they are from federal police, federal might. The IG then was under there, we see. And then continued in that madness. There was corruption. There was economic crisis. There was looting, rigging, federal might interference in states. There was crisis everywhere. Those who came from Lagos and Abuja of that time, were given all the security protection. Judgments were flying from federal high court and the state high court in the 80s.
And the military took over.
Adewusi was even boasting about some of those in defending it with no apology. They won the election. But what happened now? The whole thing came down. Some of them were arrested. Nobody wants that again. So the noise is becoming too much. And for what?
So the danger is that we are tilting towards the same
Yes, and then
direction.
it is those now working for the president that are threatening the... Look at Kanu, for instance, now. Are we supposed to have that drama in Kanu? That is like gunpowder. Both sides have been loaded. Any moment again, it will resume. So you put Kanu on fire. You put Rivers on fire. You put different locations on fire. In anticipation that you claim you are working for the president and his re-election. Is it not those that are alive that will reach 2027?
True.
Are we God? Do we know that will be alive?
No, we're not.
Why not maintain peace and order?
Yeah.
But 80% of those doing this, I keep saying it, are not doing it for the president. They are trying to regain state power because there's no other business 80% of them know how to do. So they need to make you believe that they're so committed to the president so that they can now rely on state structures and institutions to go with two bazookas shooting through the state treasury.
And cause mayhem in the land.
The elements in Kano is the same thing. The elements in Rivers is the same thing. It's about them. They just want those power and resources of that state. And that is why the president needs to separate his government from the desperation of these elements who have no other source of income in their life other than public purse of the people. But if he continues to keep quiet about it, whatever their action will bring will be him that will bear that. And that's why we said, coming from Nedeko, he fought with other people to defend democracy. He was also charged for treason and bombing. Whether he did it or not, I don't know. He went on exile. See your trajectory, where you're coming from.
And under your watch now.
That are like those people who fought
those
June 12th ideals and those people who caused the crisis of the 83s and thereabout around you, and they are repeating the same manual. Those in Nkurunziza of Burundi manual, Paul B of Cameroon manual, and Mobutu Seseko's manual under you, and you are enjoying it, keeping quiet. You issued a statement that actors in Rivers should respect themselves, but you are mentioning the name of the governor without mentioning your minister, who is the kingpin of the crisis. At times you do things and make people believe, oh, could it be you that is behind this?
Honorable, with these things you've reeled out and most of the activities you are getting yourself involved in, one is wondering, what about the fear for yourself? Because most times from afar, some of us who love what you're doing, engaging the system, wonder, we're afraid for you. Are you in any way thinking about yourself too?
Every human being wants to remain alive. But the power to be alive and not to be alive belongs to Almighty. And that doesn't mean that you should also not adopt, human method to be safe also.
Yeah.
Why putting your ultimate trust in God? Of course, there is fears. And those fears are born out of, threats that have been real in the past. So we have gone through it. So why would I not fear? The third assassination attempt in Imo got some people beheaded and murdered. And I escaped the bombing narrowly that day. So why would I not be scared for my life? I want to live. All I fought for that day was to be alive. So unfortunately, that loved ones were also killed in the process. So I've had frame of charges, murder charge, terrorism charge, and arson of offenses that you never have anything to do with. Accused of separatist activity just because I'm calling for Nnamdi Kanu's release. Innocent people, kept in detention who didn't even do anything because you want them to say Ikenga did this, Ikenga did not do this. So yes, there's always threat. The axis of evil will always want to shut you up. What they do, these people in darkness, that they don't want voices to air what they do. So they always want to silence it. So you have to be very careful, of course, praying to God Almighty to remain alive. But then what will you do? You should, because at times you may be driving a car or going home, you can even slump and die. So anybody can die through any method, but nobody wants to die. I get him. But death, like the philosophers will say, is a necessary end that will come when it will come. It's a question of how and when. So I understand that principle and that philosophical saying that it is a necessary end that must come when it will come. It's a question of now, how, and when. And I want my own to be when I'm old. And I want it to be painless.
And it will be so. Let's
It's
bring
God
in
that
Nnamdi
protects.
Kanu. What is the present situation now? And you've over and over again, alongside so many others, called for political solution. What's going on?
I think is the fact that the president does not attach. I'm beginning to feel that the president does not attach importance to the welfare of our people, because if the primary responsibility of government is protection of lives and property, and you consider the Igbos an integral part of the Nigerian project, which we are, we invest in land where people don't invest. I can't imagine how many Yorubas and how many Hausas that built mansions, where in Abia, in Imo, and in Ebony villages. But we have thousands of our people investing in Lagos, building mega mansions, big hotels, industrial estate, and so on and so forth, because we believe that we are one. But your actions at times make us feel you don't even see us as part of the Nigerian project, because if you do, considering the contribution we have also made to the Nigerian project, economically and otherwise, in sports, in education, in everything, it should worry you since 1 year and of being in office. How do I resolve the Southeast question? There have not been any effort. Now you're calling for 30 days youth conference. Have you called for even Umunna meeting on the Igbo problem? You're the president, commander-in-chief, who is supposed to enforce Section 14, lives and property. Our people have told you in clear terms that they want an end to the siege in our land. They want an end to this, uncertainty. People can no longer farm. Go to Umulolo, things are happening there. Go to also, go to all of these things are born. Things are destroyed. We are dealing with our own brothers. We are dealing with a bag of people. We are dealing with military officers. We are dealing with a lot of issues down there. But there have not been any national consciousness, national effort to now bring our people together. Our people have also said in clear terms that as part of that show of good faith, as that part of that opportunity of, like a father who wants bring everybody to the table, that obey the judgments of court. I think for the fact that they have won in court, even when they didn't even have confidence, when they didn't have confidence in the judicial process, they still went through that adjudicatory process and they won. You obey it. That's the least you can do by granting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the bail or releasing him. And Section 174 or thereabout was very clear on the powers. So what are we waiting for? The Attorney General can issue null. So the president, he has the powers to discontinue and terminate that legal proceeding. Justice Nyako, before the last judgment, agreed to a political solution and gave extended time, almost 3 months, so that government can now file. But the federal government never started that engagement. That shows hate. That shows lack of concern and care for the Igbos. The court, your court even said, go back and find a political way and I'll wait for you people. Waited 3 months, only for us to come again. Nothing. That made them to say, okay, since your orders are not being obeyed, you don't want to do anything, we don't have confidence. The woman have recused herself from the process. A new judge will come up. But this matter have lingered for over 2 years or thereabout.
Yeah.
So allow that all over the world is done.
Yeah, of course.
We are not Hezbollah or not those other people. But you see, you are not asking now, ceasefire, Israel, let's go back to the table. Yeah. Even when some of them are murderous gangs that we know.
True.
Our tribe is not a murderous gang. All you need is a political solution to address things that originated from age-long injustice, which everybody knows. We have been treated like we are second class in a country we have invested so much. Is it a lie? That we have some of our leaders who doesn't want to speak in defense of our people. Doesn't take away the fact that our people also know that we've been treated unfairly. In a place we have confidence, in a place we have invested. That is what leads to this agitation. And now discussing and finding solutions to those issues starts with releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and then you go to the table. And every stakeholder, town union, governors, elected representatives, church leaders, then we now say this is the roadmap. Even after the war, when Gowon announced his 3R, reconstruction, rehabilitation, and this thing, was it implemented?
Integration, yes.
Was it implemented? Our people went home with 20 pounds of all their investment. We didn't get to occupy any position in the army. We didn't get to occupy any serious position in the police force.
An erosion that is ravaging that very region.
Our properties were not returned back up to today. Yeah. Our land were balkanized and divided, like cage them so that they don't rise up again. So those 3 hours were like things that was read at the UN Assembly just for the camera.
No, but what are our governors? They came together the other day and agreed that, called for the president to adopt the political solution. Do you think they are doing enough to see that this happens? Or what more do you think they can do?
You see, the character of some of these leaders, not all of them, some of them, should tell you that you should not expect much, because what are the process most of them got into office, and what are their consistencies and character? These are people who want half of their people to be killed so that they be declared the winners, who can sign any deal with anybody, even if it's the devil, so that they can be leaders. So are they genuine leaders? You may be a legal leader on paper and access to people's money, but are you really the leader of the people? Do these people have that moral confidence in you as a leader?
What more will you want them to do? If they're probably watching now, what do you think they can take from you?
They should behave as a people leading a people. They should ask themselves, are they leading the people? In the first place, before Nnamdi came, if there was leadership, if there was a direction,
it wouldn't have come.
Would people have followed?
No.
Because there was no leadership. He felt it was a vacuum. Some of them doesn't want to say a word because they don't want to have issues with the government. Some of them have corrupt past. They feel that government will cover them. So if they want to ask a question, they may look at the other way against them. So they are not really, most of them. I'm not all of them, most of them. Because the electoral process was bastardized. So anything can creep into public position today. Forgot one senator told you that those he used to arrest as criminals in the past, they came to Senate and saw them sitting with them. That is the story. The institution, the base, everything is no longer standing strong. So to resolve this issue, like I told you, grant him bail, bring our people to the table. When the Niger Delta issue was there, even the vice president traveled to Camp 4.
Amnesty was applied.
Today, Tampolo is not the one holding NNPC security contract.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's part of all those harmonization.
Yeah. And one of them is king to a community. So take a turn.
You address their own issue.
And then
even there was rehabilitation in Northeast.
Exactly.
Those who were even beheading.
Yeah.
We were talking about rehabilitation for them.
And reintegrating them.
Giving them one indomie with one egg, and they were eating. Making clothes for them.
So the injustice is obvious.
In North Central, Buhari, throughout his tenure, was focused on how to end farmer-sellers clash. What was that clash? A man takes his cattle into my farmland, and I say you can't pass. Is that supposed to bring a clash?
No.
Criminal law is supposed to deal with that. But you're still wanting to find a political solution to that crisis. Yes, whether the climate change is chasing the man with the cattle, the point is my land and my farm is my farm.
Yeah.
The same way he wants his cattle to survive, my farm should survive.
Yeah.
This led to crisis, and the government wanted to find a solution to them. So why not sit with our people also to find a solution to these things that have made our markets to be burnt?
The economy of the South is wrecked.
To be destroyed. Our people, move in fear. They don't travel home.
Yeah.
Foreign remittance is dropping, which if it is high, Nigerian government will be benefiting.
True.
The amount of money people remit in dollars to help their people at home.
True.
Our people, whenever they make money anywhere in the world, if they don't send it home, they feel they have not started.
True.
So those things are not coming in. People are moving their parents and their family members out of the place. So let us be like the national anthem will say, a nation that is, in justice, united, as one.
Where no man is oppressed.
So here you're oppressing us every day. Here you're not making any effort to address our complaint, and you still want those people to have confidence. Okay. So all these things are not fair and are not just.
So my people, that is it. I hope you guys heard everything Ikenga Ugochinyere said in this particular video. Like he has said it as it is. I've said it all, my people, which I will love you guys to leave your thought in the comment section. What do you think about everything that he said here? And also, please, if today is your first time, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you guys in my next update. Goodbye for now.
Welcome to